Hey, welcome to Pep Talk Tuesday, redone. Apparently I was standing in a windstorm earlier, so you couldn't hear me, and I apologize for that. So, got some important stuff going on this week, really exciting stuff. We have Mercury stationing direct, and Saturn is making its station retrograde. Saturn will not be officially retrograde until the end of the week, going into next week, but we're feeling it now. And of course, at the same time, we'll be having that new moon conjunct Uranus, squaring Pluto. So big stuff ahead, right? So this week, some things that are important to note. With Mercury and Saturn in square to each other and both simultaneously making a station, this is the week of, portent. This is a week of portent. These are decisions that are made that have significant impact as far as turning a corner in life. So look for decisions that literally distinguish one thing from another, separate the wheat from the chaff, and literally kind of put us in, hello, that's my dog, put us in a position to finally cut ties with ambiguity. So this is literally the, in no uncertain terms, sort of decision-making process happening this week. Now, this will not be unaccompanied by, a significant amount of trepidation and anxiety and angst and, oh my God, am I doing the right thing? And yada, yada, yada. And what I would say is, if you are making these decisions with any level of consideration at all, it's my dog, say hello. Say hello. If you're making these decisions with any level of consideration at all, and concern for what's good for everyone involved, then you are probably most definitely making the right decision. Say hello, sweetie. But hopefully with a happier face than this. Also, as we're going through this, Venus and Mars are making a delicious trine to each other. So relief and pleasure is definitely on the agenda this week. So if there's any opportunity for you to go engage in something pleasurable, things literally as simple as hanging out with your dog, then by all means pursue it, embrace it, own it, capture it, and relish it for every ounce of sanity-giving pleasure that it brings you. Now, this Venus-Mars trine is also very interesting in that it will have Neptune at its apex. So Neptune, in its rulership of Pisces, is often maligned, because, Neptune, sign of drug addicts and mental patients, and, people who don't know what they're doing. Oh, that's my dog. Sorry. But there are very, very good things about Neptune, and typically people who malign Neptune the most often don't have any Neptune in their chart, or the only Neptunian people they know are people that they have very strong judgments about to begin with. So Neptune at the apex of this Venus-Mars sextile, or both sextiling Neptune, I should say, offers an opportunity, if you're a treasure hunter, to go find some real gems hidden in the throwaways of life. So swap meets, scavenger hunts, not scavenger hunts, but swap meets, flea markets, castaways, yard sales, thrift stores, all those places where people tend to dump things that they are not wanting to hang around anymore, may be the host of some very valuable stuff if you know what you're looking for. So for those of you who are into antiquing or treasure hunting, I like to call it when you look for those thrift store gems, they don't even realize what they've got. This is the week when they're most likely to turn up. For those of you who are in relationships, we'll start with people in relationships. For those of you who are in relationships and looking to deepen your relationships, yes, will you stop? Oh my God. This is a phenomenal week to deepen the intimacy between you and a partner, and not necessarily through just, physical, sexual intimacy. Because the signs, Venus and Taurus, they're both in earth signs. This very much favors outside world activity. So, while Venus and Mars both represent intimacy and romance, to some degree, what are you doing? What are you doing? Taurus and Capricorn are both outside world activities. So things to engage in this week that would really improve your relationship have a lot to do with sharing experiences. So anything that the two of you can share together and find pleasure in with each other, mostly involve keep your clothes on, you'll find are tremendously valuable in terms of deepening the intimacy. And this is further supported by Venus trining, also simultaneously trining at Pluto. Now, Pluto also is making its station. We feel the outer planets stationing well ahead of the smaller planets. So even though Pluto doesn't technically go direct for another couple weeks, oh my God, dog. Venus is in trine that Pluto station, and that absolutely further reinforces this thing about doing something, activities that you can share with your partner that you both find pleasure in to deepen your intimacy. For those of you who are not in relationships or who are just starting relationships or who are looking for relationships, not my dog, this is a very, very good time to be very clear about what you want. So none of this subterfuge, this whole business about, the feminine wiles or, you stop, the sneaky way is supposed to be the feminine way of doing things. It's all nonsense. There's nothing sneaky about being feminine. So if you want a serious committed relationship and you're trying to have a meaningful relationship with very specific goals in mind, this is the time to put it out there on the table and say, this is who I am and this is what I want and this is where I need things to go. If you are starting a relationship, the conversation will go a lot smoother than it would at any other time. And it'll be much easier to do that. The other thing is that if you're starting a relationship or looking for a relationship, this will, by being clear about this and being committed enough to it, that you're willing to say it out loud without apology, what it also means is you're more likely to broadcast that signal into the universe and pull exactly that kind of partner in. So, and if it's not this one, then the next one coming along is be a lot closer fit to what you're looking for. So all in all, this is just a remarkably pleasant week and full of all sorts of hidden gems. We're literally right there under our nose. So by all means, go out and enjoy it. Enjoy the weather, enjoy your company, enjoy your partners, and definitely enjoy yourself. And for those of you who are going through a tough time or, on the receiving end of some difficult decisions, that may have to do with, cutting some losses, understand that this is very much about cutting losses and this is liberating you to move forward. And there's still a possibility that you can find things that are really meaningful and healing for you in terms of pleasurable activity and pleasurable people to spend time with. So don't allow yourself to get too mired down in your losses, and definitely look for opportunities to get to a better place with everything. All right. And that is your Pep Talk Tuesday for this week, April 10th, 2018.